Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem, and in this video we're going to be painting up the last of the Blackstone Fortress models, Pious Vorne. So hi guys, welcome back. Last model of this series is of course the Pious Vorne. You see it? Oh. Pious Vorne, sorry. And we're going to be basically, I've put it onto my turntable. We're going to be having a look at doing some Xenopho Highlight using some not Dawnstone, apologies, Dark Reaper. And then we're going to use Mechanical Standard Grey, the same. That's basically just to try and get the highlight done, catch the edges if we possibly can. If you haven't got an airbrush, you can do this by dry brush, but this is for the cloth, so I'm not looking to hit any of the metal pieces. We are just looking for the cloth pieces with this. Next up, Mechanical Standard Grey. Right, now while we've got the airbrush out, let's get some flames done. So these are the four colours I'm going to be using. I'm going to use Game Air White to start with to basically put some white highlights into the two flames. As you can see, I've used my paraffin just to mask off the model as best as I possibly can. I'll probably be using a hobo shield as well. Look, there we go. And then once that white's done, we're going to spray the whole thing with that yellow, and then we're going to pick out items with Fire Dragon Bright, and then finish off with Evilson Scarlet. We will be doing a dry brush on top of it, just to give it that smoky feel. That's mainly going to be like a mix of red and black, but we're not going to be showing that on this at the moment. We're just going to be doing the airbrush section. If you don't have an airbrush, you can do this with dry brushing. So basically, I dry brush that on first, paint 2 layers of this over the actual flame, and then heavy dry brush that, and lightly dry brush that, followed by the dry brush of the black. So everything you do with an airbrush, you can kind of do with dry brushing. It's just a little bit, you don't get the same looking results, but at least you can get a similar feel. So we've got the flames going, wicked. Right, now, this sister is going to belong to my Order of the Bloody Rose, probably some form of priest for it. So I'm wanting to have reddish, dark red armour if I can, and I'm also wanting to have a like a reddish tinge maybe to some of the arm bits. But what I'm going to do is to basically start with the silver. So let's crack out some lead belcher and let's paint on. So I've got a small base brush in hand. I'm going to be painting these areas here, including the rims. So, and that. All that's going to be silver. And I'm going to be painting all the armour pieces that she is wearing. I think that on her arm, yeah, that there's an armour piece as well. So that's going to be painted up silver. Backpack's painted up silver. And I think, oh yeah, there's this down here as well. So paint all this lot silver. Sometimes tapping it, I've started to realise by putting a bit of the paint on, you don't miss out. I do have a habit at times of painting the model, and then I'll go, oh, I've missed something. But you don't need to do that if you do that little technique. Right, you know what needs doing? Get to it. Now, I'm going to put some neon oil on. I'm just going to put it into my wet palette for control, and maybe even just dabbing it down slightly, but that is fine actually. And then onto all the armour we've just done. And of course, onto all the other silver bits. Now, don't do the silver bits covering the flames. You're going to get a smaller brush out for that. Right, now we're going to come to doing a little bit of wet blending. So we've got Rhine Oxide, we've got Corn Red, and we've got Evil Sun Scarlet. Now all this is going to be put into my fresh wet palette. If you haven't got a wet palette, this is one I've made myself. If you have a look on at the end of this video, there'll be a link to the rest of my videos of my painting tutorials, so you'll be able to see how I made one. I actually did a video not long back, or it might have been, on how to make these vids. Now what we're going to be doing is the gloves and the book are basically, I'm wanting to do the same sort of red to what we did on the priest. So with the book, just going to use the Rhinox. I'm going to use that as a base to start with. Don't worry about the pages, we'll get to them later. And I'm leaving the strap. Actually no, I tell you what, paint the strap. There's the Rhinox as well. I'm going to make that look like a leather strap later on. We will be coming back in with some silver later, maybe some gold. Let that dry while that's drying. Well, let it dry to an extent. While that's drying, paint the arms. Now you move on to the Corn Red. So what we're going to do is get a bit of the Corn Red, get some of the Rhinox, and we're going to mix it. Maybe a bit more Rhinox to red. I'm going to put it on the book, ignore the, kind of trying to keep any recess. And whilst things are still wet, that does not matter when doing this technique. You can kind of do a bit of wet blending at the same time. And then so even though some of it might still be wet, you kind of wet blending on the model as well. But again, try and leave the recess as best as you possibly can. Try not to get on anything, I've just ended up getting a bit on the black there. What I wanted. And then put a bit more red in, so I'm just going to not bother cleaning the brush, I'm just going to go straight to red. Hit that book. Arms. Yeah, I know you're watching me do this and it's a bit tedious, but you kind of get an idea of what I'm doing then. And there we have the brighter red, Evil Suns. I'm trying to do that as like a highlight, maybe an edge highlight. Going to be
See, I wanted to wait for it to dry between each layer. You can do. I don't mind. When it's finished, it will look alright anyway. Look nice and highlighted. Yeah.
So I've got my red book and I've got my gloves. Alright, so you guys know, I Necron compound and dry brushed that bit and the backpack. I didn't do the little areas, and of course I didn't do the armour. And then of course I put Retributor armour gold on there and there, and I did Ushabti bone on the little bone bit. Right, so next step is going to be some Blood Angels red contrast paint, and I'm going to paint the silver armour. So we're basically just going to get a nice dot of that and just do it all over the silver armour that we've got, and that's going to bring it up to the colours of the Order of the Bloody Rose. Well, I'm hoping. And while that's drying, we're going to get some pure Agrax Earth Shade, and we're going to put that into the red leathery thing that we've done. We're going to put that into the shoulder. Really watch what I'm doing. And we're going to put it on the helmet. This headpiece. Of course, I've painted that gold as well. Next on my agenda is Gracia. Now I'm going to put that onto this here. We'll have to put two thin coats on because we're going over black. I'm also going to paint her head. Just be really careful not to catch the mask because I want to keep that black, and not to catch the gold you've already done. Now we're going to be putting scale colour matte flat black onto the piping. This is because it actually literally it's just flat black, it's unreal. But I need to point out that I did have to put some gold back in because I completely forgot to do the gold there, and I have put some Gracia into the book pages. So all of them are ready. I'm just going to paint this on just while that's drying, and then we'll go. This is just on the pipes. Like I said, this literally is it's fine when you get it out of here. Once it's on the figure, man, does it go, it goes very matte, very matte. So I'm going to be using these two colours next. I'm going to be using Dark Oak Flesh. That's going to be put onto the head. I'll just water it down just a little bit. Control. Sometimes I like contrast paints for the small stuff. It's very easy, very quick, and you're done. And then Agrax Earth Shade, and that's going to go all the way down those robes and that gold. Maybe a little bit of water, just thin it down just a little bit. You don't want it to be as intense as it normally is. And then don't forget your book pages. While waiting for those elements to dry, go back to Mechanica Standard Grey. I'm going to do a little bit of a dry brush on the edges of the cloak. Try to pick out those details, and I'm also going to do it on the weapon as well. If you can, without wrecking stuff, hit the mask as well. There you are. Right, paint's amazing. some text, scribbly text on the guy's base, and I would say that she is nearly done. And there she is, look, all varnished with the rest. That's currently, actually, hang on, there we are. They are currently drying. I've gloss varnish, well, not gloss varnish, I use Mecha varnish, thinned down with a little bit of water. It gives the model a little bit of a shine, but also gives them a nice hard wearing coat and gets rid of any transfer issues. Right, there we are. I've got my 9 done. Don't get me wrong, some of them are a little rushed, some of them look better than others, but it means that all of them are done for your Blackstone Fortress games. My Blackstone Fortress was bought for me like a year and a bit ago, so I'm a bit of ashamed that it's taken this long for me to be able to do this, but I've done it, which will now make Bev happy because it does mean that we can start playing games together. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button if you do want to see more. And don't forget, with hopefully by the time this comes out, it's gonna be a long time before. It'll be a long way off from when I originally recorded it, because of course there's so many of these videos, so some of my videos will actually be overlapping. But that's not a problem, as long as you guys like watching them. I enjoy making them. But thank you very much. We will see you next time.